today for Medical Minutes on WJER Radio. Great to have first Dr. Tom Rogers from the Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital joining us. Dr. Rogers, hello again.
Hi, Kelly. How are you today?
I am fabulous, and it's all about the babies and giving them the best start. Dr. Rogers, again, we'll let you do the honors to introduce our other special guest for Medical Minutes.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Yeah, we are honored today to have one of our local experts that we have at Union Hospital, Lauren Smith, who is our director of the maternity department, and one of our lactation consultants, is here to be able to talk about Breastfeeding Month. She's born and raised here in New Philadelphia, went to New Philadelphia High School, got her degree at Kent State Tusk for her nursing degree, and then went on to Malone for her bachelor, for her master's as well. So, and has been with us for multiple years, I think, for almost 20 years now, I think.
It's getting close, about 18, I
think. 18 years she's been with us. So is really an excellent advocate for breastfeeding, but just an advocate for the community, an advocate for Union Hospital. So we're just excited to have her here today to be able to share her with you and our community to talk about breastfeeding.
We are delighted to have you here. Lauren Smith, and again, you said you came from Cleveland and a small northeast Ohio town here when we're talking the connections, but anywhere, you know, we're all over the world now, being on WJER.com. It is a worldwide awareness month for national breastfeeding and worldwide breastfeeding awareness. Let's start with the basic benefits of breastfeeding.
Yeah, so besides what most people know, the obvious benefit is the bonding between the mom and baby. But besides that, it is the perfect food. It really is the perfect food for baby in nutrients and hydration. But it also does other things. It does protect the baby from illnesses, childhood illnesses, and even adult diseases like obesity and diabetes. So it is very important that that baby gets that.
Okay.
But also for the mom is really getting benefits from breastfeeding as well. She's also decreasing her risk of female cancers, decreases her risk of breast cancer. And also the moms really like the fact that it can help their postpartum weight loss come off much faster.
Oh, that's always a perk. Wonderful. And there are some barriers to breastfeeding. Talking with women over the past couple of days, you hear many different stories of you have the best intentions, but you can run into snags and some barriers. What are those?
Mm-hmm. So what I tend to find with moms that I encounter here locally is there's really a sometimes cultural influence or just a family influence. So, you know, we like to, of course, listen to our family and friends, and those are the people that we rely on closest for support. So maybe if they had a negative experience or just never breastfed, or maybe, you know, their mothers never breastfed, they just don't know about it. So it might be just something new and they just don't know about it. So besides that, sometimes there's a lot of misconceptions. You know, those stories like, oh, when I breastfed, it was painful. Well, whenever somebody hears, well, it was painful, well, I don't want to do something painful.
Sure, right,
but honestly, though, pain, that just means there's something wrong. That's most of the time a very fixable thing. Maybe the baby's not latched correctly. Maybe the baby has a tongue tie. And that is something that we can very easily fix or provide them resources to go get those things looked at.
That issue of tongue tie just came up again. Brand new, mom thought it was all her fault. Using that word carefully, but a year checkup, it took a year to figure out what the actual issue was. So really important to ask for help. I would assume you agree?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And those are things that sometimes we can find, you know, just in the delivery room. As soon as the mom breastfeeds the very first time, or maybe it takes a few times to find things like that that we can fix. And again, those are often very easy things that we can resolve, you know, within a matter of hours or days, or just, you know, with some time and some encouragement and help.
Good news. And again, not being afraid to ask for help. That's why we are so happy to have you here, Lauren Smith from the Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital Maternity Department, as we are celebrating National Breastfeeding Awareness Month. And again, you talked about some of the barriers, but what can other members of the family maybe do before baby comes in that prenatal period, preparing for the newborn?
So as families are preparing, and I like to say families because it's not all the mom. She has to have those people there to support her. So, you know, the support person, the father, the partner. So reading books, you know, asking questions. So when they go to their prenatal visits, talking to their physicians, talking to the nurses or the staff at the office, they are very knowledgeable and can answer many of those questions. But we do offer some things even at the hospital, like childbirth education classes, and in those childbirth education classes, we do talk a lot about breastfeeding and can educate the moms in that way. And we do also offer private breastfeeding classes too. So if they would just like to come one-on-one and do that as well.
Fantastic offer. Again, we are on the air live on this Thursday with Lauren Smith, Manager and Lactation Consultant at Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital Maternity Department, along with President Dr. Thomas Rogers. How does a mom know that big question, is my baby getting enough milk when breastfeeding?
That is always the question. Every single mom has that question. So I have some kind of key things, key phrases that I like to use with them is make sure you breastfeed early and often. So we know if the baby's breastfeeding often enough that it's likely that mom's milk is going to come in as it should. And then things like growth, we weigh the babies in the hospital, but even past the hospital, we make sure that the baby is gaining weight. Is the baby passing urine and stool? Those are other important things that we like to look at. And there is, every baby's going to lose a little bit of weight at first in the first few days, usually about day 4 or 5. Then the baby will start gaining weight again. So we watch that closely in the hospital, and then they follow up closely with their pediatrician after they're discharged to make sure they're gaining appropriately.
And also, Lauren Smith, we want to know about, I had a side door question here. Thought it was very interesting when the COVID situation happened a few years ago. The supply chain issue came up with, if a mom was having trouble breastfeeding, you look at the shelves, they were empty with the baby formula. And that prompted the question, can another woman provide breast milk for my baby?
Yes, absolutely. So there are milk donor banks. Unfortunately, at our facility, we don't have the access to that, but some of the other clinic facilities do have the access to that. But, outside of the hospital, there are milk donor banks that they can reach out to and ask for that help and be able to get that.
Fantastic. And following up with that question, they wondered about freezing and selling for a woman who does have plenty of breast milk. What about the freezing selling situation?
Oh my gosh, that is one of the best gifts that you can give to somebody. And I know plenty of people that had the milk supply and the availability to do that. Maybe their baby was done breastfeeding and they didn't quite feel done wanting to do something for somebody else. So there are plenty of, more drop sites are becoming available in the state, and that is very easy to find online. You can Google those things and find milk bank drop sites, and there's even a way for them to ship it where they don't even have to leave home.
Oh, it doesn't get any easier or more convenient than that. And
Right.
again, we are talking with Lauren Smith as we wrap up here our day talking about Breastfeeding Awareness Month. The question about, okay, you're having trouble, you're pretty much going to abandon and go to a prepackaged formula. The psychology part of it, how do you address the guilt that a woman may carry years after her baby is born?
One of the first rules in lactation is make sure the baby is fed. So that's what we do. We encourage them that just because, maybe there is this hiccup in their goal and their plans, that it doesn't mean they have failed as a mother. They need to feed their baby. And just one simple feeding, even if a mom breastfeeds one time, she has done something absolutely wonderful for her baby, and she has given her baby the best chance.
I think that's a beautiful place to say thank you so much. I wish we had another hour. We'll have to do it again next year for another Breastfeeding Awareness Month. Benefits, barriers, any other questions our listeners may have for you, Lauren Smith, how do we get a hold of you?
You can call us in our maternity department. So if you call over to Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital's main line and ask for the maternity department or extension 2266, that is the easiest way if you would like to schedule an appointment with a lactation consultant. You can reach us at that phone number, or you can ask for me.
I would hope that even if you're thinking about becoming pregnant, you can schedule that way before delivery time.
Yes, you absolutely can. Anytime in your pregnancy, or even if you're thinking about becoming pregnant and wondering about breastfeeding, anybody can call us and ask questions if they would like.
Fantastic. Lauren Smith, thank you so much. And keep up the great work as Manager and Lactation Consultant at the Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital Maternity Department. Dr. Rogers, wow, it's going to be hard to top this one for the next medical.
I know. She did a great job, and what a great amount of information she provided for us. And that's really what our goal here is, to make sure our community understands whatever we can bring to the table for our community and let them know. And lactation has been one of the things we really wanted to push with breastfeeding. So she did a great job, and really, I think, really accents Breastfeeding Awareness Month and what we can do. So, but they'll help so much. They help so much in the hospital too, both before and after. So what a great team they have.
We are so blessed to have you here in Dover, Ohio, Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital on the Boulevard in Dover, Ohio. And Dr. Rogers, Lauren Smith, thank you again so much for joining us on today's Medical Minutes.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
Dr. Rogers, quickly, can you give a mention about the September 9th screening again?
All right. Yes, we have that offered. I think I think it's our Rotary and our Kiwanis Club are helping sponsor that, and that'll be at the hospital on September 9th. And so we have offering, I think, cholesterol and other screening that can be done in PSA. I think is for a little bit extra cost, but that is, and I have to check the hours, but I think it's been early in the morning. And yes, absolutely, great opportunity for our community to come in and have blood drawn for their screening exams.
A big thank you to the Kiwanis and Rotary members for volunteering their time and making that a very well-run, well-oiled machine on that Saturday morning. We do have those September 9th flyers in the front lobby of our radio station, so stop into 646 Boulevard. You know, we are happy to be your neighbors across the street from Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital. Today's Medical Minutes, Lauren Smith and Dr. Thomas Rogers. Thank you.